Cerdos Delux is an integrated pig farm, and part of the Piensos Costas group, located near Zaragoza in Spain. The company decided to install the latest technology for its management processes.
We are in Tost, in a farm with 3,000 sows. Victor Betor is the manager. Victor, how did the idea for this farm and this barn model come about?
I wanted to start a pig farm together with some friends, according to the latest animal welfare standards. We decided on dynamic groups with 300 animals and maximum freedom of movement. We wanted to go a step further than conventional pig farms and towards animal welfare.
When did the farm start to operate?
The first animals arrived on the 5th of July, and gradually we filled the pens. We had to train the animals, show them how to feed, divide the groups, all those things.
How is the farm structured?
The animals first go into a fattening pen and are pre-fattened there. The training phase for the stations also starts there. When the animals are ready for insemination, they go to another learning area. There they are chipped, their consumption is closely monitored, they are weighed and further trained for the use of the central alley. After the sows have been trained, there for 2 to 3 weeks, they are given regumate for gilts. In another pen, we separate the animals into gilts and breeding sows coming out of farrowing. Then we have 2 more groups of gilts after mating. In another area, there are 2 further groups of breeding sows. And then there is another barn with animals that have been proven to be gestating. In there we have 6 large groups, with 300 breeding sows. Next to it is a farrowing pen, for 900 places. Then we have another small barn for the cull animals, with poor reproductive capacity, or animals destined for slaughter. Then there is a storage area for the material, a changing room, and offices.
With the Compident ESF electronic sow feeding system, each sow is fed individually according to a tailored feeding curve. Feed intake takes place stress-free in the station. The Compident 8 controller reliably operates each feeding station. The farm has decided on large dynamic groups, with 4 feeding stations each, and 1 common selection unit. The sows have to walk a long way until they can return to the entrance.
Is biosecurity a big topic for you?
Yes, we have a disinfection sluice at the entrance. We also wanted trucks carrying grain to enter only at the front, we workers enter at the back. There are several areas where we leave our street shoes before entering. We put on other shoes in the changing room, take a shower, and put on shoes to walk to the stables. We put on work boots to enter the stables. We divide the areas according to the black and white principle. The removal for the slaughterhouse happens via a separate access road. The lorries for the removal of slurry and hydrolysis also use other access roads.
Why did you want to have big groups?
It is something new, a model without hierarchies, and where the animals are calm, where they can eat when they want, and where there is no scuffling. That appealed to us, and we decided to go for it.
The group housing system, with Compident ESF, also helps with heat detection. Each group is equipped with a bore pen, to count the bore contact, and eventually to mark or select a sow out of the group.
Are large groups easier to handle, and does the central selection make your daily work easier?
Yes, we require central selection almost every day. We select animals for vaccination with different vaccines, or sows that need to have an ultrasound. With such large groups, it is complicated and time-consuming to search for a specific animal number. Finally, we also select sows for farrowing.
The sows can be selected automatically into the selection area if required. The common selection area is also equipped with scales, before the approach to the selection door. The scales are used for daily weight monitoring, and therefore provide important management information. The Quanto computer records the daily weight of each sow. The software provides a graphical and user-friendly view of the feed log, which allows to identify any deviations. OPP's expertise helps to optimize the processes at the sow farm. For example, the individual weight curve of each sow can identify a problem, or confirm that everything is okay. The information can be filtered by specific search options. A sudden reduction in weight is a clear signal of a health problem. Finally, a mobile antenna helps to locate the sow in the pen.
The most important thing when stabling is the training. We have several phases in which we train the animals. When the sows are integrated into the large groups, they are already occupied and familiar with the system.
When new sows join such large groups, do you experience more aggression than with small groups or not?
When we add 20 new animals to a group, we always add about 20 new animals and take away about 20 animals. The first ones are curious to explore the environment. On the first day there may be a few small scuffles, the next day they are all peaceful. If one sow is annoying, others can avoid it. The scuffles cannot be compared to the scuffles that happen in small pens or small groups where there is no retreat. I don't know how big our pens are exactly, but the animals cope well with the size.
Are the animals released immediately after mating?
Yes, if a sow has been inseminated and cannot be inseminated any further, we lock her up, and after 3 days she comes back to the group.
What about your production figures?
We and our whole team can be very happy with our production.